I hadn't read the book then, so I was like, oh who's this?
Exactly.
Episode
2, I was about to say, now wait a minute. I thought this was going to be about him and that Ilya guy. But is this a love triangle? Hello and welcome back to another Top 5 Heat and Rivalry podcast. How is everyone doing, you guys? We missed you, even though it's only been a week.
I feel like I talked to you and then the people watching this video more than I talk to like my mom at this point. So
And we actually do. Like when we're in the comments and we are chatting with you guys, and actually we're going to like superimpose and add some of our favorite comments because you guys have the best insights. You really had some great insights on our last podcast when we were talking about the tension moments.
Oh my gosh.
We loved it.
There were like a couple. I just read one before we got here, and we could probably superimpose the one. But someone was like, "Oh, the sound design is so good in that bar scene."
Yes.
They were like, "It's alone of just Shane and Ilya, and then once Vaughn comes in and does his cats and dogs, and then it opens up." And I'm like, I need everyone to stop noticing, but also don't.
I said the same thing. We have people talking about like color theory and how the lighting is indicating moods. Like, you guys are brilliant. Also,
it's insane.
And to echo Nicole,
insane.
Stop noticing things, please. Okay,
Please.
so for this week's episode, you guys, we are diving into the supporting characters, which I'm a bit excited about. Nicole, how about you? Woo! How are you feeling?
I am excited about it because I think the beauty of this show is, to me, a lot of shows supporting characters can kind of just be there to fill space or just to give, the best friend or the main character something to do. And the best thing about the supporting characters in this show is that they make this world feel more lived in.
They do. They really do. And also, how did they aid and assist with Shane and Ilya getting to their happy ending or just evolving as people?
Yes.
So I think this will be an interesting discussion. So Nicole, let's kick it off. What do we have at the number 5 rank spot?
Our number 5 supporting character is our guy, Marlu. Shut your face,
idiot face, Marlu.
Montreal girl works you out, brother. Shut your idiot face, Marley.
I mean, what can we say about Marlu? One, for me, what he represents, particularly with Ilya's story, is he is the epitome of like hockey bro culture, right? Like, I think you see these memes on TikTok a lot, but of like Ilya and Marlu, like before, Ilya was locked down, like their nights in Boston and when they were away on home games and like how they were as like partiers and ladies' man and like all of these things. And like, he represents like exactly what you think a hockey player would be.
Ripping and running through the streets, child. Just ripping and running through the streets. Can't tie that man down at all.
Literally nothing going on up here, but like, there's not a lot
everything
of brain
is going
cells
on.
happening.
Everything going on below the belt. That's it, honey. That's where everything is happening.
But I think I love the comedic like timing and what he brings in his banter with Ilya, and it also his relationship says a lot about Ilya, right? Because on the surface, like that's probably his closest like friend and teammate, but it is such a surface level friendship. Like I would imagine Marlu probably doesn't know anything about Ilya past the fact that he is a ladies' man and likes to party and is a fun hang and is captain and is great at doing that as well, and obviously is amazing on the ice. But when they leave, it's not like they're hanging out or that Marlu has any entry into who Ilya really is and in that sense. And so but I do like him in the way that at least he opens up the world of what Ilya the hockey player looks like.
Yeah, I agree. I also like that just, to a degree he is perceptive enough to know about Jane, right? And I think he fills a really good space where he is a surrogate brother to Ilya. And it's kind of like, that relationship with Alexei is kind of crazy as hell. But like, I feel like Marlu, there's like fun banter and there's camaraderie within all of their interactions. And clearly you can tell he's like an older player, a veteran probably on that team. And, Ilya gets to you get to see the fun side of Ilya with him. You get to see the playful side. You get to see part of the asshole behavior that everyone in the league talks about with him, which I find interesting because I feel like it's few and far between sometimes in the show. I'm just like, I want the asshole to be dialed up to a 10 because I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. He seems great. But
same.
I love that. I love that Marlu is at least perceptive enough to know that there is something going on with Ilya. There is someone in Ilya's life that is super important, and just the needling that he does to keep bringing up Jane, just to piss him off.
I can tell you that the thing I just remember. I mean, I loved Ilya from the start. But that banter in episode 2 where Marlu's like, "You're straight up blushing, Roz," and he says like, "Shut your idiot face, Marlu." And
we do not blush.
Yeah. Russians do not do this. But that banter alone, I think to that point, Marlu in a weird way represents like the almost danger or issue with Shane and Ilya coming out. Because you see him there clocking Ilya like every time we're in Montreal, you
got somewhere to be
like that. Exactly.
And you got somewhere to be.
He's observant in that, and then on the other end, you go to episode 5, and Marlu's the one who knocks Shane out when he is egregiously looking back at Ilya when he shouldn't be in the middle of the game. Ooh. And so it's like he represents this like if we even give a little bit of like what our feelings are for each other,
we'll be found out. Yeah,
and I feel like Marlu like represents that in a way.
And that's a good point. That's a really good point, and I agree. I want to go back to the scene where he knocked Shane out. I want that deleted scene where Ilya ripped into his ass because you know he had some good choice words for Marlu. Like as much as I
in
love
that
you,
locker room.
Ooh, as much as I love you, the way that like even when he's in the hospital room with Shane and he says Marlu is very sorry, like stoic face. I was like, ooh, Marlu got that work.
He got that work. I said the same thing. He said, I'm going to tell Shane that you were sorry, but you better not do that again.
You better not do that again. And we love that. We love that. I wonder if like the Spidey sensors are like, in the back of Marlu's head. He's like,
why do you care this much about this?
About Shane Hollander, your rival.
Yeah, I thought we didn't like him too. I thought we were trying to beat him this entire time.
Exactly. But I do love that space he occupies.
Yeah, love Marlu, and he does make that Boston team feel a little bit more lived in,
He does. Yeah, those locker room moments do feel like, this is what I would think a hockey locker room would be like.
Same.
Just a bunch of boys talking shit.
And whenever I forget the Ilya speech he was doing, but then afterwards he was like, good fucking speech, and then Ilya's like, fuck you, or something like that. Yeah.
Great fucking speech. Go fuck yourself.
Like, loves fucking with Ilya. He enjoys it so much. He's like, this is a hazing ritual for you right now, rookie. Oh God, I love it. I love it so much.
I love it so much. But yeah, that's our number 5. Good on Marlu, and I hope somehow we see him in season 2. Don't know how,
we want to. I love Ilya having people. I really do love Ilya having people outside of Shane and Shane's family. Yeah, I think that can never be a bad thing.
And that's all we'll say on that.
I don't want nobody to come for me.
Look, I don't want anybody in the comments talking about don't spoil season 2. We're not.
I'm sorry. We're trying.
We just want Ilya to have friends. That's it. Okay.
That's it.
And with that, what's our number 4 supporting character? Because I think it's about along the same lines, and we're about to be.
It definitely is, and I'm curious to know what people's rankings will be, and if this character will be so low on the list. But for a number 4 supporting character, we have Hayden himself. Shane's BFF, the man who at one point I thought he was asking Shane on a date.
Hey, you don't want to come over to my place for dinner tonight, do you?
when he
me
was inviting
too.
him to dinner. I was
too.
just like, I'm
Same, because
so
I hadn't read the book then, so I was like, oh who's this?
exactly.
I said, who is
Episode
this?
episode 2, I was about to say, now wait a minute. I thought this was going to be about him and that Ilya guy. But is this a love triangle? Shane is a hot. That's when I knew Shane was a hot commodity, to be honest, because everybody,
Same.
the fact that you wanted him just to come to dinner with you, I'm just like, you have probably like followed his career, looked up to him, and couldn't wait to be in a locker room with him.
I literally said the same thing. I said two things. One, if Hayden wasn't Shane's best friend, Hayden would have a Shane Hollander poster on his wall. He is the biggest Shane fanboy of all time. He's probably followed his career since he was little. They're the same age. He probably is like idolized this guy. And I'm sure his wife, Jackie, was like, we need to bring him over here. I want to cook for him. Go introduce yourself now.
Oh my God, Jackie's going to be so happy. She's obsessed with being the first wag to feed you. I'm going to text her right now.
And she's real for that.
She is real for that. And you know it probably took him a minute to like, get up the courage to do that. Because I'm just like, hey, you guys have been teammates for a minute now. Like you could have asked him. He's like, oh my God, it's my chance. We got a delayed game. I can finally do it. Want to come to my house for dinner? Like,
it's so true. It's so true. He's probably been studying Shane. Shane has his own routine, obviously.
Yes.
So it's like this moment, the routine's kind of off its rocker a little bit because of something unexpected like the weather. He's like, this is my chance. This is my in. And it also reminds you, Hayden serves to me as a good reminder that, Shane's that girl.
Shane's that girl. Shane's that girl. And you know what it also says? It gives you like a little glimpse into who Shane is in the locker room, where he's probably like just very serious, not really about the socializing, very different from Ilya, who's like, bantering with all of his teammates. And I guess like Hayden, there is a level of just like, oh, I revere this person too much. I don't know if I should or if I can. Because he's the Shane Hollander, and then he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. And to your point, it was probably Jackie who was like, come on, get this man over here. Okay?
She's like, I've been asking you for a year, and also like, that's your teammate. You know what I mean? But it also reminds you that Shane, I can imagine in a locker room setting, because if all of these guys are around his age, or the people at least in his age bracket like Hayden, like that's crazy. You're like in the locker room with like LeBron James. Like, and you've heard of this person forever, and it's like, wait, I'm playing on the same team. This is crazy. And so there's probably a level of like intimidation there. Like, if I go to Shane, and then what if he says no? Or what if like he already has plans? Like,
or what if it's just like he's over my house and it's weird? Like, we have nothing to talk about. There's nothing in common. It's like, it is kind of interesting too that Shane has found like a surrogate family within this dynamic of Jackie and Hayden, their child. I never would have thought, like, especially looking at the first episode, that Shane would be someone who would, occupy the place of like, I'm going to be with this family and be the third wheel in this relationship. But I'm like, I guess it could be a reminder of like his time with David and his parents. And that sense of comfort that he feels.
Yeah, that's what I actually noted that down, that Hayden represents for Shane stability, comfort, and the life that Shane thinks he's supposed to want too, right? Like Hayden is super straight. I'm a family man. I have my 20 kids.
20 kids,
like,
child.
I and I have it all in a sense, quote unquote, that the world thinks has it all, right? And
exactly.
So Shane surrounds himself with people like that, besides Ilya, really, and it's like, to your point, that's how he was raised. I mean, like, Hayden and Jackie are kind of David and Yuna, just maybe 30 years younger, or whatever it is.
And a whole lot more kids. And like to the point where like Shane is going on daddy dates. Like,
oh my God. Right?
Daddy dates, wrangling the 3 children. I'm like, Shane, you're a real one, because if I'm in my 20s, he's like 24 at that time, I don't think I'm going on a daddy date with the kids to the aquarium.
And I'm the best player in hockey. I have so many other things I want to be doing.
Like, I love you. I will be at the birthday party, but don't look for me at the aquarium. I'm so sorry. But I do love, like you said, Nicole, he does occupy the same space as Marlou, where once again, he clocks what's going on with Shane, and he clocks Lily. Oh, he was like, you're going to go see Lily?
Not like that. It's just a friend.
So, Lily's just a buddy?
You know, that's your girl, right? Every time we
He-
come to Boston, and Shane,
Boston Lily. That's what he calls her.
Boston Lily, and Shane being like, no, Shane, just say yes.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's okay. It's just
okay.
like a girl. Like I'm sure someone like Hayden expects Shane to be like a ladies' man in the same way that Ilya is, but maybe like obviously
More
not
discreet,
the same,
yeah.
but like
Mhm.
yeah, a little discreet, more private, because he is more of like not more of a public figure, but definitely more popular in the mainstream than like Ilya
The golden boy,
is.
the way he's viewed,
Yeah.
the golden boy. Mhm.
Exactly.
sure.
And so, yeah, it's not like Hayden's judging you. He's just like, hey, this is year 6. Like, can you just go so I can have this room to myself and like I can do my thing?
And you know what? He was a real one for that, because somebody who got 4 kids at home, yeah, I want to be alone, to be honest. Please let me be alone. I don't want nobody calling my name, calling me daddy. Please go.
Yes. And the interesting part about Hayden, and at least with just like a heated rivalry, the show, is
Mhm.
that he always reminds you of where we are in the hockey world, because
Mhm.
he reminds you, yes, Shane is that girl, is that golden boy, but then he also reminds you that like we're supposed to hate Ilya, by the way, like, you know, or like we're gonna go and beat him, and like, why did you go talk to him on the ice? Oh, the condolences. That's smart. That makes sense. Like, you know, so he reminds you of that. He reminds you of the dynamics that play publicly for Shane and Ilya.
He does.
And I mean, you know, in the cottage when Ilya is like,
You're a baby.
when he's like calling,
You know,
and talking to
it was
Hayden,
on
it's
site.
like,
It was on
okay,
site ever
cannot-
since.
on site. Cannot wait for that dynamic to play out whenever it does, if it does. But like, yeah,
It's
he
going
just
to be
reminds you.
so fun.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. And so he reminds you of like,
Mhm.
yeah, the like in a world where Jacob has done such a good job of grounding Shane and Ilya, he reminds you that Shane and Ilya are celebrities, that they are professional athletes, and like there are other stakes and things at play.
Yeah, and they are rivals. Like going back to last week's show when we talked about the tension, that public tension, he, you know, does reinforce it every single time, and that's a great observation, Nicole. So, Nicole, what do what do we have at our number 3 spot? Who's the supporting character?
All right, it's getting good. We're getting to the.
It's getting good, y'all. Take a little sip. Mhm.
So I know. So number 3, I think this person is going to be higher on a lot of people's lists.
Maybe.
A
Yeah,
lot of
maybe.
people's lists.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is our girl, Miss Rose.
I'm Rose, by the way.
I'm Shane. I'm a big fan.
First off, and I mean this from Rachel and Jacob's point of view, and a lot of other writers' hands, Rose could be this like plot device of all plot devices. And they found a way in 1.5 episodes of television to make her this fleshed out character that plays such a huge role in Shane, like really being comfortable and exploring who he really is and being honest with that, right? And I loved that they did that, because she wasn't just like, oh, someone Shane hooked up with and realized he doesn't really like girls like that. It's like someone that makes him realize who he is, and then is very clear with him on like, I want to be in your life because at a human level, I genuinely like you. And I want us to talk about real quick, Tyra, on that note. The thing that when I was like, oh, I like Rose, is their first scene together at the bar when they're eating fries and talking, because Rose, unlike Hayden and a lot of other people in Shane's life, just sees Shane as Shane. He's not Shane Hollander, the hockey player or the prodigy. Like, he is just this friendly guy who happens to be really good at this sport, and she likes him for him in that way. Because you see it in this dinner conversation when she's asking him questions that you don't see anyone else in Shane's life asking, like, how was it growing up being non-white in like the whitest sport? How was it, you know, being so good early on? Like, was it ever fun for you?
Exactly.
Like,
When did it start
asking
feeling
these-
like work? Yeah.
Exactly. And so I just really enjoyed the introduction to her, and you saw very clearly why Shane like fell for her in that way
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. To your point when you talked about like Rachel and Jacob like crafting Rose as a character, what it really did was make me suspend my disbelief because I would have never thought going
Mm,
into episode 5 that Shane would so easily gravitate to someone, be open with someone in that way.
mm,
And it made me not question it because it felt right to your point that one, she does just see him as Shane Hollander. She's talking to him like a normal person. But also it's just like some people that you meet that are supposed to be in your life.
mhm,
And I
mhm.
think that it was she represented something that Shane never had, which is someone who it was very easy to be himself and not the, idealized version of him that everyone in the league or his fans or public perception has created to be, but for him to be actually who he was and to get even closer to who he becomes. Um,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
think that was such a like beautiful thing. And like, sorry, I'm gonna not really talk about book spoilers, but like Rose is not as fleshed out in the book as she is in the show. And I
Mm.
think it was such a credit that Jacob did to like really give her character some real autonomy and just give her some like deeper meaning to Shane. Because when we do get that beautiful scene where he comes out to her, it's like, oh yeah, this feels earned because I do feel like they have a real connection. And I do feel like this is something that he would say to her. It didn't feel forced. And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I think Shane, at least I can only say this because of Ilya and Rose, is
Hmm.
that like Ilya, right? Like Ilya's kind of Shane's equal. Like they make similar amounts of money. They're like one and
Yeah.
two in the sport. And so there's a connection there because like I don't have to explain myself to you. You
Hmm.
understand the place I play in the world and like who
Hmm.
I am as Shane and Shane Hollander. And I think that's why Rose is such a key friendship for him because she's this movie star in her 20s and more popular than he is. So
Yes.
there's this a level of like fame and what comes with this, high pressure of being who you are that again, he doesn't have to like think about around her. He can just let his guard down and be him.
Hmm.
And even
Hmm.
though we don't see it, I love that you hear Rose like affirm this in a way where
Hmm.
she's like, I just think you're so funny. And it's like,
Exactly.
if you were to watch this show, that is maybe not the word you would describe Shane as, but like
Not at
she
all.
sees him as him and he is really funny.
Mhm.
Like,
And that's why there's a level of like threat to Ilya because it's like, oh, she sees you like I see you. She
mhm,
sees all of the
mhm,
qualities that I see that are underneath the surface. And I think that's so
mhm,
interesting.
mhm.
She gave Shane a level of comfort to the point that Shane was out here posing for paparazzi shots. Like he was doing the like pap shots. Shane
Yeah,
Hollander doing pap
killed it.
shots. Killed
Killed it.
it, but also
Look,
would never do that pre-rose. Like, Rose, the power
look.
you got, girl.
He- Also doing on the ice, stretching and looking up at
Yes,
her and looking up at the screen. Like
looking
I'm
up.
like, you got his mind off hockey for 5 seconds.
Shane
Okay,
Hollander, you
girl.
know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I said, oh, so this is Shane in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Noted.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
can't wait.
yeah.
Can't wait to see that
And
next
then
season.
oh my god, I cannot wait. And the thing is, like, I know people joke about this on the internet where they were like, he had one good conversation with her and was like, he was ready to like queen out or whatever. But it's
He
like,
was.
I I can only imagine going through years of wondering, are these people liking me for me or liking me for the Shane that they read in magazines or I've seen play hockey for
Right.
years? And so to finally have someone who like just reminds you of like who you are in a sense
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
a very
Mm-hmm.
platonic level in that way had to feel so freeing for Shane, which is why I love Rose's character and the fact that she sat there and was like, okay, well, glad we did this. Like, there was not this
Exactly.
overdramatic, like, how could you do this to me? And like,
No
all these
resentment.
things.
No resentment. I want
None.
to make sure that like you are open and comfortable enough to tell me what's going on, but also there's no resentment about this. I am here for you in whatever capacity that you need me to be, and I love that. And listen, we're also going to give Rose props for wearing that silver dress, because that silver dress was
Babe.
give me one. I want to go back to the 2000s, the 2010s and wear that dress, baby. That dress.
First
girl,
of
you
all,
wore that.
body tea. Sophie
and Elise, baby, when you slipped it off,
baby, tea. I said, I need to go to the gym now. Like, these men make me want to go to the gym, but then I saw her and I was like, yeah, I need to.
Yeah. Let me go back. I'm like, but I'm like, girl, I need that dress. I need that dress.
It looked incredible. It looked incredible. And yeah, I just love the playfulness that she brought to him. Like, she's like, let's go dance. Let's go to the club. Like, let me come to your game and wear your jersey. And it just was like, he needed,
so sweet. Yeah,
he needed some of that. Like, a lot of his relationships around him have this like tension, or just like this thing where he feels like he has to be something else. And it's like, she's just like, let's just have a vibe.
Let's be young and rich like we are.
Hello.
Because Shane, I would spend that money, baby. I know you got your cottage. I know that costs a pretty coin, but be out in these streets spending that money. Ilya does. I know Ilya spends a pretty penny.
Ilya, there are clothes he wears alone where I'm like, I want to go shopping with him.
Exactly. Oh, but listen.
But anyway,
love
Rose, heart to Rose. But what is our number 2? And I'm sorry, you guys, we kind of cheated with this one, but who cares?
They come as a pair, okay?
They do.
For our number 2 spot, we have parents extraordinaire, David and Una Hollander. Okay? Cheers to them. Cheers to them. Because, listen, Una Hollander, let me start with Una Hollander, momager of the century, could give Kris Jenner a run for her money. Okay, keeping Shane booked and keeping Shane booked and busy. But the comfort that she provides Shane, like, that is Shane's best friend. Like, his mama, he is a mama's boy. Okay, he 1000%. And the way that I think like there was a lot of discourse about like Una being a bit harsh and like being focused on, his career and being a bit ambitious. But I'm like, this is what happens when you have someone who's an immigrant to a country, a person of color. Like, that's how you kind of have to navigate the world. Like, you have to think about these things on a different scale than someone who doesn't have those things. So, like, and that is a protection for her son, right? To make sure that he isn't forgotten, that he isn't looked over, that his image is protected, and his public persona is the way that they both want it to be. And nothing else, which I think also does contribute to Shane feeling all of this pressure and the need to live up to this perfect, this perfect persona that's portrayed. But also you have to understand where Una is coming from. And I think it made perfect sense when I was watching. I'm like, no, y'all don't understand. She's trying to protect her son, because there could be another narrative, that would be out there about Shane Hollander, especially him being the best player in the league.
Yes.
And David. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you talk about this.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's move on to David later. Okay. Una is my girl. I agree with you. That yes, her. There's a lot of pressure that she puts on him, but I think. Obviously, I am not high up in anything like at all, but just being a minority and in majority like white spaces, it is an extra pressure that, especially, I know I can speak for my parents. Like, I was kind of raised to understand there's a level I need to uphold, or
as we say, twice is better. You do have to think about that. Like,
you have to, and it's always in the back of your mind. And like, I never felt like it was too much, because to me, we've seen movies and TV shows where the momager or whatever, it's like she's a bitch, or like she doesn't really have the best interest of her child in mind, and she's kind of living through her childhood dreams or whatever it is. But you can tell literally it's, to me, the perfect amount of respect and boundaries that they have as an adult child and a mother, that she knows Shane, yes, he is half Asian and half white, but like to the outside eye, that is an Asian man.
He
for
is
the most
presenting
part.
as Asian. Exactly.
That is why, I mean, you even heard it when the Montreal owner, I presume that's who it was.
We're thrilled that Shane is Asian or Asian Canadian. Very thrilled. We've historically broken barriers, and we're doing it again. So
It was like, we're so excited to have this like Asian Canadian.
Exactly.
And it's like, that is what you were viewed as first for a lot of these brands, for a lot of these fans, for a lot of the hockey, you know, owners and managers or whatever. And so you could tell that she gently has put that into his mind. And I really loved that part about her.
Yeah.
And then also, I just think in general, she is, I think is very representative of like who he is. Like, I think he gets a lot of his, like, I never saw her as like cold, or she's an incredibly like nurturing mother. She wants to know and learn more about people. Like, to me, she's just always like, in the same way that Shane is, like, he asks a lot of questions, and it's just like very inquisitive, and it's like, and I just feel like without her in his life, like, who knows what Shane Hollander would look like. Like, I think if he were to be asked who's the most influential person in your career, I 100% would have to say it was his mother in that sense.
And remember what else this means.
I remember.
A whole lot of kids are going to be looking up to you. Kids that don't see themselves here a lot.
So, you know, I mean, it could be worse. He could be only raised by David Hollander. And as much as we love XOXO Gossip Girl, David Hollander, David Hollander does not strike me as someone who's just like career first. You know, I'm going to, you know, make sure that we have the appropriate level of ambition. I'm going to protect your image. Like, David is very much like, he's also inquisitive, also curious, nosy as hell, and drop the T. Which, to be honest, Nicole, it just blows my mind that out of everyone on the list that we've had, these two are the only two that don't know about Lily. It kind of blows, or they never mention it. They never mention it.
They have no idea.
They have no idea. So I find that so curious, especially David, who I'm just like, I feel like is someone who, you know, wants to know the end, wants to know the tea. Like, they never really question him about this. And I guess you could say maybe they have talked about like knowing Shane was gay or suspecting it and not really wanting to encroach on that until he was ready.
We thought maybe you were gay.
You did.
I think we thought it was certainly possible.
But I'm just like, y'all are the only ones who don't know about Lily, and I find it so interesting. Like, he hid that so well from them.
I was just going to say, I think he's probably been masking a lot of stuff from them through his whole life so that he can also be the Shane Hollander for them. Even though as parents, like, they just want Shane to be happy and safe and okay and loved. But, you know, from his point of view, he's been under this pressure since such a young age that he's like, I just need to make sure I'm perfect for them too, so they don't have to worry about me. But to your point, the thing that I have headcanon for David, outside of him being TMZ, is that since he was a hockey player and has a history in it, he was never the one to pressure Shane growing up. That was always Like, he wanted Shane to find his own space in the hockey world, and obviously he probably had no idea that his son was going to be
like Shane Hollander.
Be Shane Hollander. But I think that to me just always shows like when it comes to just kind of being the observer and like giving Shane his space, that to me is what David's role has always kind of been. And you see that in scenes where he's just sometimes like looking at Shane and like trying to fill him out and understand what's going on. But to your point, something you said earlier where it was like he's always asking questions. One of my favorite early scenes of him is when Shane comes late to lunch or dinner with his parents, and he was like, fell down a YouTube rabbit hole. And you just see David kind of looking at him and Una going back and forth, and then he's like, I don't think I get this YouTube thing.
Is Rolex on YouTube?
YouTube is like a video portal site.
I'm not convinced I know what any of those words mean.
Was that the best? Was that not the best old dad look? son, what are you talking about?
He's like, I don't think I get this rabbit hole thing. And it's like,
he said that snake and that baby, there's something there. Like, not you wagging the finger. Giving old man vibes.
He's such a dad.
He's a boomer,
and I remember
for sure.
Dylan Walsh said this in an interview that he was like, Jacob, because obviously Dylan Walsh was one of the most established actors from this cast.
Tuck, people.
Hello. But Jacob Tierney he said Jacob was very clear with him that he was like, look, I want you in this role, but you're not going to have a lot to do. Like, it's not going to be that much for you. But I think him not having that much also does a lot for the story, though, because he's always just been a support for Shane. Every scene you see, he's just like, he's never combative. There's never a fight. Like, he's always just trying to be there for whatever Shane needs.
Exactly. Like in episode 4 when they have that lunch and Shane is like, all over the place because the Iliad of it all. And he's just like, I think it could be good for you. And I love his response to Yuna when Shane gets up and leaves, and he's like, "Swedish princess."
Yeah.
Like you can tell he's just like, "No, girl, we probably just talked about last night that Shane is probably gay. Like he never has a girl home, and you want to talk about a Swedish princess?
Swedish princess?
I don't know.
And she even had to give it. Yuna even had to give it up. Like, I don't know. I don't. And that is the line for a parent. Like, they are not all knowing and all seeing. And at times when raising children, it's just like, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't have the best answer to whatever question you have. I just don't know. I'm doing the best I can.
So funny. And another thing I noted, and this is like, this is related to them, but, like their cottage specifically, to me is like a physical representation of who they are, because the moment we get into that cottage, like theirs, it feels so lived in. Like it looks like the decorations, the furniture, everything is from the 90s when Shane grew up. Yeah. And there's just such like a safety in it. Like I even, the baby and childhood photos of Hudson/Shane and his trophies, and it just felt the set design did a really good job of making this feel like an actual home that Yuna and David would own. And then also when we get to episode 6 and, the whole coming out scene with Ilya and Shane, it's like, yeah, if I'm walking into this as Ilya particularly, it's like I automatically feel a sense of like home or this is going to be okay because of how that cottage is, and then obviously them within that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
We love David and Una Hollander, and I can't wait to see them in season 2. There's some good stuff that's going to be coming, and I am just so excited. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Okay, so we are finally at the one. We are at the top spot. Nicole, who do we have as the number 1 supporting character? She's number 1 to me, y'all.
She is number 1 to me too. And obviously, if we haven't named her yet, y'all should know who this is. Okay. Because this is our Russian queen, Svetlana. And I just need to give it up to her. Like every time she was on my screen, I was locked in. Because one, I think she reveals a lot of emotional truths about Ilya, and I love the change that Jacob made, that she is his childhood best friend. She comes from similar background to Ilya, and she's almost serves as this bridge of like who Ilya was in Russia or who he was before meeting Shane, and then the Ilya that we know now, starting in episode 1. And obviously outside of Shane, Svetlana is probably the only person who has real emotional access to Ilya in this way.
Yes.
And he fully trusts her and lets his guard down in a way that you just don't necessarily see. And I love the fact that she is also in the same way as David. She is an observer. And you notice this from episode 2, I think, when they're in Russia, and she sees Ilya completely disassociate talking to both of their dads, right? And she comes in and swoops him and takes him to the bathroom with Sasha, and obviously is just like trying to get him out of his head a little bit. But I think that is the moment where she clocks in a way that like, this isn't the Ilya of the past that we knew.
There's a different person now.
And from that moment on, you see her observing. You see her observing him in the club, and he's on his phone. You see her looking at, she looking at him, watching the documentary on the cottage, in the car, where she's like, Sasha says, "Hey," and
exactly.
Lily.
Lily. And she always is alluding to the fact that she knows about the things that are unsaid between them. Like, I know about Sasha. I know you're bisexual. Like, I know that Lily is not just potentially someone in the league, a man, but also someone who, to your point, is a constant in your life and someone who has contributed to the change that she has seen over the years. And you can pinpoint the importance of Jane. But yeah, you know what? The wonderful thing that Jacob did with writing her this way is that he made me want to know more about her as a supporting character. I want to know her backstory. I want to know about her parents. I want to know about her mother. I want to know about her career. I want to know all of these things. And like, that's the brilliance of writing your supporting character. It's like, they're not just meant to further along the story or contribute to, the main character's arc, but also, can you make me care about them as separate people? And I'm just like, hell yeah, I want to know everything about Svetlana, And to your point, she is Ilya's crutch. She is his rock. She is his family. And I don't think it can be understated the importance that she plays in his life because, especially for Ilya, who had such a contentious childhood, you don't see many portrayals of what real love looks like. And I think she is that for him. Like, really, as a young age, being his best friend and like teaching him how to love and teaching him what love can look like. And I think that only contributes when he gets into this relationship with Shane and you can identify then, oh, these feelings are love. This is a different kind of love than the one I feel for Svetlana, but it's love all the same. And why it tortures him so much because he can't do anything about it. But she is amazing. The change that they made is brilliant. Like, it just gives everything more gravitas.
I agree with you, and I need to see her mom so bad for so many reasons.
For so many reasons.
I need to see her mom
many reasons,
so bad.
We gotta know the story.
Yeah,
we gotta know the backstory.
I need the story so bad. Like, the fact, again, the change, not only the best friend, but that she's a woman of color. Like, come on. It makes it so much more interesting that she grew up in what I assume to be the high society in Russia, the same way that Ilya does. Because, I mean, when they're going back, like, I don't know, her dad looked hella important to me.
I think so. I think they grew up in affluence, like, and was a hockey player and has a high up job in the ministry. Yeah, they got
money. And so I would love to know more about Svetlana's like day to day in Boston. And then, also I just love that she, in a way, like, I don't want to say they don't give her much to do, but like, she's rarely, at least I feel like, in the beginning of the show. Like, we don't really start seeing her a lot till like 5 and some of 2, right?
And
but like
some
mostly,
of 2, yep. And very briefly in 1 when she shows up at Ilya's house.
That's right. She shows up at Ilya's house. Where
she first clocks Jane. All the way back.
She's
then.
like,
so you want to be with Jane? I'm sitting here in your jersey. You want Jane?
Wait. The audacity, though, of him, like, wait, you're literally in my face talking, and he's like, sir.
And that's crazy because Xenia's gorgeous. That woman is gorgeous, and a credit to her, like,
she's
for playing the hell out of this role, because when she is on screen, you can't look away from her. She really does command the screen and is so captivating to look at. And I was just like, Xenia, you did your damn thing, girl.
She did. And I think what's interesting about their portrayal here is that they kept the friends with benefits. But the friends with benefits in the book was just like, oh, I met this girl at a car dealership. But this friends with benefits is like, so I'm interested also, how long has this been going on? Was this happening in Russia? Like, did this just start in Boston? Like, what did their dynamic look like, and what made them kind of become this, like, friends with benefits and then sustain it for years or however long it was?
And when did it end? I'm so curious about when it ended because whenever it ended, that was a point where he was 100% a goner at that point where he's just
Well,
like,
see,
no.
I thought it was similar to I don't want to say similar to the book, but my thought was what we saw before the All-Star game. That last moment was like the last moment they really slept together. But you're right, they didn't. I do wonder how that dynamic is going to play out now because she was very clear in episode 5, like, I'm always going to be here for you. Like, I love you so much. You are
so beautiful,
you
so
know,
beautiful.
which was such a beautiful line.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you're always going to be in my life. We can't truly ignore her the way that maybe book Ilya did.
Exactly.
Or may do. I don't know. Who knows what happens in the long game or not. But
we don't know.
Really don't know. But, because he's moving, right? Like, we do all know he's going to Ottawa. It's like, so what is this going to look like for her? Because I desperately still need her in the show.
I need
love
her
character.
I love her so much. And like I always say, Ilya needs a support. Like, he needs a support system. And if it has to be anyone, it has to be her. But especially when we are at episode 5 and like to your point, she says that line that like, I will always be here. Like, when someone says that in the midst of like that kind of turmoil, that has lasting stakes. That's lasting effects. So yeah, we need to see her in season 2. And I want to see her and like have a nice little part, like a nice chunk of screen time for sure.
And I need her and Shane to meet. Like, I need them to meet.
Like, I need Ilya and Rose to meet.
At this point,
Ilya and Rose need to meet.
I know.
Lana and Shane need to meet.
Like, I need this to happen on my screen, stat. And also, like, she just brings, like, the energy that I would bring if I lived in this world. Like, when she looked at, what was the moment where she looked at Ilya like, girl?
When he said that he's not that good looking. He's okay, I guess. Bitch, he's good looking. He's gorgeous. She really looked at him like, bitch, please.
That's exactly how I would look. Like, this is year 7. I am tired. Okay? That man is hot. I caught you watching a documentary of him when we were supposed to be at the club.
Exactly.
Don't do
exactly.
This.
I was like, sir, I'm really about to say the quiet part out loud to you. Okay? We all about to have a fucked up night, okay? Please stop playing with me.
And the thing is, I love that she can push him in that way because even at the end of that scene where she was like, I'm going to actually push this further and talk about Rose and her fashion. I said, she's so messy for that because that would be me. But she's so messy for that. Like, she's like, I wonder what he's wearing.
You had the vein in Ilya's forehead about to pop out. I said, girl, you ain't right. That man was in shambles. How dare you? That's how you know they're childhood friends. Because she's like, I just want to fuck with him one more time.
She was like, anyway, I'm going to dagger this further. But the thing I did love about that scene, though, in all seriousness, was the playfulness where she's like, you and Shane playing on the same line, and then he's like, you're gonna decenter me.
Me?
And then does the,
oh my God, I love it. I love it.
And you know what? She talked about this in an interview about, of course, they shot out of scene or like one, so you'd be filming 2014 and 2017 or whatever. But like, I can tell, and this is kudos to their chemistry as actors, like that felt like a lived in years long friendship that they play around like that all the time.
100%. And you see the comfortableness with like touching, like when we're in that episode 4 montage scene where she's looking over his shoulder. And lays her chin on his shoulder and he turns around and like,
it's so endearing.
It's such a beautiful relationship, and I think that's why we have to have it in season 2. It's so pure and beautiful, and just they are people. Like, she is now the only person who he talks to that knows how he grew up, that knows his struggles, that knows what his life was like before all of this. And you can't take that away from him as a character, especially not with what may or may not happen in the long game.
You can't. And like, I think one of the most devastating moments with them, and this is where, her line is just like so key to him moving forward in a way, is when he says, I don't deserve you, to her. And
the running theme for him.
I know. And just like, she's always there to reassure and doesn't need explaining. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she knows him and his family dynamics and his own personal turmoil, like things he's going through. And like, she doesn't need to say much,
Yeah.
but also like she's always there to reassure him that like, obviously you matter and you're amazing because here I am. I've been around for years and there's a reason why, because like you're incredible and I hope Jane knows how lucky he is
Exactly.
to have your love
Exactly.
in this way.
Exactly. That was
Love
so
her.
beautiful.
Love her.
They are so like soul connected too, which is so beautiful. Like
They're
that is
so soul
his person.
connected.
Oh my God, I love
And
them.
I think TikTok talked about this, but like she definitely gave him curly hair pointers for sure.
Oh baby, that's why
For sure.
that's why the curls be curling, baby. She got a
The
good
curls be
routine.
curling.
She got a good
Yep.
routine.
I know she got a good cream, and I want to know because I'm always on the market for a girl. Every time I watch her scenes, I'm always like, I need to know what she puts in her hair.
Zinnia, if you ever see this, please let us know. We want to know what the curl cream is. What's the conditioner, the leave-in one? What's the leave-in conditioner?
Literally,
girl?
I need to know the leave-in, and I need to know the oil you put on at the end.
Yeah,
anyways,
her hair is fire. Her hair looks so good.
It's amazing.
It is.
Love her down.
We do.
So unlike other episodes, we don't have honorable mention this week, guys. Sorry, because
Apologies.
I just we wanted to stick with the 5 for this one.
We did.
And
we did. It may be a shock to your guys' system.
Yeah. But we want to know what your honorable mentions was. Do we miss anyone? I know someone. We have a character in mind that we know one of y'all are gonna say, and we
It's
get
definitely
it,
gonna say.
And they were going to be on this list, but then we were like, we don't want to do 6, and we didn't have a 7th to do honorable mention. So
exactly.
that's why we stuck with 5. But please go in the comments. We want to hear what you all think about our list.
Yes.
Especially the ranking.
And don't worry, next week we will be back with our regular 5 and some honorable mentions, but we're also going to tease a little something, you guys, because in the next couple of weeks, we have a super special episode. We'll talk more about it in the community post, but I just want to give you guys a little teaser to be on the lookout. We have something really special planned for you guys. I think you're going to love it.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Nicole, we're choosing optimism today.
No, it's going to be so good. We're so excited. We're so excited.
Yeah, I think maybe we should do some little Easter eggs as we lead up to it. But yeah, so this has been another top 5 list, you guys. Please comment and like and subscribe to the channel and do all of the YouTube-y things. Can't wait to read what you guys have to say. Love you down.
Bye.